Okay, we're live. Hey, everybody, how are you doing? I'm Jack.
I'm Jake.
And I'm running behind. But this is Live at 5. We, a little, just so everyone knows, like, we're literally live. Like, we're not pre-recording this. We don't sit here all day coming up with stuff. I picked the guitars like an hour beforehand lately, and just because I'm busy doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And then I run up here at 4:55, do the finishing touches, get ready, and then we clock in right at 5:01. When I say clock in, I mean the show. We're here all day.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it goes sometimes. And by God, if it doesn't always work out and come together. I might stammer and stutter on my words, but hey, we get through the show and everything works out fine. Band camp is still happening, so that's great. We got our, this week is our teen rock band camp.
Yep.
They got a great number of songs going on. So if I think we're still looking for signups for our jazz band camp and our girl power camp, which is an all-girl rock band. So if you're interested in any of those, check us out on social media and you'll see the dates that are available there.
Also, you can register on the website as well.
There you go. That's right. On the website. All the info's there. And if you scan that little QR code in the bottom of the screen, our website.
Yeah.
Takes you right there. It's like we thought of everything. To a degree. All right. So before we go any further, I want to start by talking about this really cool item here.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about the Elises.
No. Richard!
Hey.
Richard, one of these days we're going to figure out how to just patch you in from a camera wherever you are, and then you can join Live at 5.
I know. Discord.
Done. All right, we're going to make it happen. All right, so this right here is the Jackson Minion Randy Rhoads. What's really cool about these guitars is we finally have mini guitars that don't look boring. Mm-hmm. And I'm no knock against companies that make mini guitars. Ibanez Micros are awesome. They do the little mini Paul Stanleys. Those are pretty cool. Or the Paul Gilberts. Those are... And the Stanleys, actually. They make minis, and then Squire for a while has always done like the Strat, the Telly. Now they have the mini Jazzmasters. Mm-hmm. But there's never been anything for the shredders, for the kids that want to kick butt, I'm censoring myself, for the kids that, they walk around in Metallica and Slayer t-shirts, because I've seen kids that do that, and System of a Down and Korn and all that. I've seen those kids, right? Mm-hmm. I was that kid. But those kids are actually shorter and younger. And they need cool guitars to play. And Jackson said, hold my beer. I will solve this problem. And they came out with the Minion series. And so we have the Minion Randy Rhoads. There's a Minion Dinky. There's a Minion Bass. And it's really cool because Minion, it's such a perfect little name. Now, I will say when we got these guitars in, Tanner, our service manager, goes, they don't look like the Despicable Me Minions, do they? And so I really want to take one now and give it to our guy in the repair shop, Paul, who does the paint job stuff. And I want him to take one of these Jackson Minions and make it look like a Despicable Me Minion.
I mean, we can do it.
We have... What's the phrase? We have the
paint.
No, we have the tools, we have the means, whatever that is, you know what I mean.
We have the technology.
They have the technology. This is why we keep Jake around, because he remembers things that I don't.
Yes, the weirdest things I remember.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll talk to you all day about guitars. Don't make me quote things. Anyways, this guitar, back on track. This guitar here arrived to us damaged, and we're not able to sell it. So what we're doing is a raffle. Because, we partner with, yes, Richard, Minion Yellow is a great paint color. Take note, guitar builders. Sorry, I'm all over the place. So, refocus.
It doesn't help that there's also a little bit of delay as well between.
We'll get there. We're figuring it out. Anyways, so we partner with Free Guitars for Kids. It's a non-profit organization we partner with here in the store. You can make donations at the register. You can either make a flat dollar donation or round up your purchase to the next dollar. This money goes to Free Guitars for Kids, and they help give free guitars to kids who are couldn't afford a guitar, right? Mm-hmm. Kids who might be in a situation at home that wouldn't allow them to go out to a place like Island Music and buy a guitar. So we help them out with that. So what this is doing, in store, because obviously it was damaged during shipping, so I don't want to run the risk of shipping it to someone else and it becoming more damaged, for obvious reasons. So if you come into Island Music Company now through July 1st, we're going to do the drawing on July 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah. So through July 1st, I want to give people time to do it. If you come in, one ticket is $5. Jake, this ticket enters you in a drawing to win this guitar.
Okay.
So $5 gets your name on one ticket to potentially win this guitar. $10, 2 tickets, $15, 3, so on, so forth. Math, multiplication. We can all multiply. So it's a really great deal because these guitars, I think, float around $250, roughly $230 to $250, somewhere in there. Spending $25 puts 5 tickets in this bucket for your name. Remember, multiplication. And that gives you 5 entries to win this guitar. And all the proceeds from this go to Free Guitar for Kids. So come on in, buy as many raffle tickets as your heart desires, and increase your odds of winning this guitar while raising money for a very notable charitable cause, Free Guitars for Kids. So we're excited for this endeavor. I'd like to see a handful of more tickets be purchased. We've been doing pretty well, but I think we can do even more. So Free Guitars for Kids, guitar raffle. Come win or attempt to win this awesome Jackson Minion Randy Rhoads. We'll touch base on that later in case anyone tunes in towards the end of the show. Let's talk about the guitars hanging up here behind me. First off, we're going to start with this really cool limited edition guitar. I know we're starting strong and heavy. Usually we throw it somewhere in the middle just to keep you hooked and lined up. This is the Taylor Aviator. No, not sunglasses. This is a limited edition guitar. Jake, do you know this is one of 10 available?
No.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found that out. So there's only 10 of these available. We got one of them here down at the music company. And let me tell you what, this guitar is fantastic. I had to pull up my notes on it just because it's so limited. I don't want to misquote or get anything wrong. Indian Hunt, it's either Indian or Honduran rosewood. The notes say it could be either. So I'll have to look into that. Maybe you'll just look that up. Maybe find a.
All right.
See if you. I don't know if you have a product email or anything from it. We'll look it up. Let's see. Grand Auditorium. Let's see here. So it has the spring vine fretboard inlay. We're doing the. Wow. I'm sorry, I'm just distracted by all the. It's so like we had a guitar I think it was last week, and it had the red accent lines. This has those red accent lines. It is gorgeous inlay work all along the edge of the guitar. The very wonderful ornate tuning machines at the top there. The Godo Luxury Gold Tuners is what they're called. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, it just says Adirondack and Rosewood. But let me see. We'll look that up. Jake, do you mind just doing a little search for that while I go to the next guitar?
Yeah, that might be one of those that it depends on what is available, but
Gotcha. I'd be curious because it is said they do say it's one of 10, but this is the Taylor Aviator, and you notice it's got a little special shape when it comes to the cutaway there. Gorgeous, gorgeous guitar. Fantastic work on everything all around. One of 10 available. So if you're interested in this, be sure to hit us up. While Jake searches the, if we can figure out, if we can narrow down whether that was Indian or Honduran rosewood, I'll move on to the next guitar. This is the Ibanez from the S series. It's not too often we see the S series that come out looking this nice. Not to say that the S series aren't nice guitars. This one just does a really good job because it's a satin finish, showing off all of the different grain there. Let's see here. We're looking at Ibanez style floating trem bridge. So, like the Ibanez style Floyd Rose type stuff. Locking nut. Let's see here. It's the S series guitar. So this is, it's a satin finish on there. Let's see. The Meranti body. It's a Wizard 3 neck. And the Ibanez Quantum pickups, and it's the 02 tremolo. So in case anyone's ever wondering about upgrading to the FU tone blocks, it is a 02 trem. Wizard 3 neck, Meranti body, gorgeous work on these. The Quantum pickups, the Ibanez S series, specifically the S52O or 520. Whoops. Hang that back up there. I got a couple of unique Ibanez up here that we don't normally show off. I wanted to show them off to y'all though, because I think we get kind of wrapped up in this idea that Ibanez only makes shredders and headless guitars and fun basses and all this stuff. But where they really have this like sleeper situation where people aren't too aware of everything that's going on is the semi-hollow and hollow body guitars. I think they do a fantastic job at producing these. They really give off a unique feel, style, and taste to this shape, this style of guitar. Usually when you see guitars like this, you're used to, you know, ebony, vintage cherry. You kind of get an idea of where I'm headed with this, you know. But they've tackled it very well. So I grabbed two models here. We have a quilt top and we have a flame maple top. This one here I want to show off because it is a discontinued color. So this is one of the few places you'll be able to find this guitar brand new. This one here is the AS73. FM stands for flame maple because, you know, the curly flame maple top. The AS, here we are right here. So let's see, it's the Artcore semi-hollow line. Let me pull up my notes here while I hold the guitar and show it off to y'all. Let's see. That is a walnut fingerboard, or is it laurel? It's a little dark up here, so I can't tell. I'm actually gonna go with, I'm gonna change my mind. That's laurel. It says it could be either. We're gonna go with laurel. Let's see, the Art One bridge, the Classic Elite ceramic pickup. So if you like the sound of a ceramic pickup, the Classic Elites are really nice. Think like Epiphone versions of like the pickups that are in the 335s or the dots, those kind of things. Let's see here, flame maple top, Linden back and sides, and it's a Nyato neck. Remember, Nyato is very much like mahogany. Linden is going to be, man, what was Linden like? I don't see it too often. Not maple-esque, probably more on the poplar side of things, if I remember correctly. I can't remember the last time I saw Linden pop up as a tone wood. But it's a fantastic guitar. I think these come in right around $550, so under $600, under $700. They have the nice rubber grips on the knobs, so it gives you a very nice control when you're just kind of speeding through, adjusting your stuff on the fly. And that is the AS73. Over here, we have the AM93, and I gotta tell you, I was very impressed with this one. I like the sunburst finish. I like the gold hardware on the sunburst finish. The AM93 QM, quilted maple. This comes from the Artcore Expressionist series. It's a laminated quilt maple top with back and sides. There's quilting going on around the whole body. Double bound. Let's see here. It is a quick change tailpiece, which is nice because it's slotted. So your strings just kind of pop in, pop out, move to the side. Three-piece Nyato and maple neck. Macassar ebony fingerboard. Yeah, look at that. That's really nice. And then it uses the Super 58 Alnico humbucker. So a little more power than the ceramics over here because this is Alnico versus ceramic. If you are in the market for a cool, like, classic rock sounding, semi-hollow style guitar, the AM series is probably where you want to start looking. Not a bad option to really get into there if you're really considering the details. Also has the speed knob, the rubber knobs on there. I was trying to see if a coil tapped and I pulled a knob off. But it's easy, just pops right back on. You're done, ready to go. Killer looking guitar, I really like that. And then we started getting in some of the Alvarez Yairi series guitars, and I gotta tell you, I love the Yairi guitars. My favorite thing about them, though, is the story of where they're crafted. They're crafted in Japan, and what's really nice is the necks on these guitars are hand-carved. I think Alvarez recently celebrated a milestone anniversary, and some of the guys in that factory have been there the whole time. And there's one guy there, if I remember correctly, there's one, maybe two guys who've just been there almost their entire lives. And they hand-carve the necks on these guitars. And they feel great. It's a nice V-shaped neck, parlor-style guitar. Fantastic work here. This one, if I remember correctly, Yes. So it is a AAA Sitka spruce top, which is really nice because I can see right now the pattern in this guitar is fantastic. Gorgeous work, wonderful inlay work on the 12th fret there for the Alvarez. And then you won't be able to see it in the video, but if you come in and check it out, they do have this really nice transparent clear pick guard on there. So it still protects the body from strumming pretty hard, and you just kind of blends right in. You won't even see it. The Alvarez Yairi, fantastic work there. And that was fantastic. It feels really nice too. I'm finding I like the V-shape on an acoustic guitar. My acoustic that I've played at all my gigs, I've been wearing that neck down, and I guarantee you by the end of next year, it's probably going to become a V-shaped neck on the guitar. Let me see. I've got the electric drum kit from Rock Band Camp here. So let me walk around. I'm going to grab this vintage Gibson. I forget the exact year. I think it was 60s, 70s. Oh, the tag's right in front of me. Let's see. Yeah, 1969 ES-125. So I didn't get a chance to do a ton of research on this one, but I do have a handful of notes here we're going to pull up. So the TC indicates that it was the Florentine cutaway. So that's kind of very similar. You might be noticing it's also similar to the cutaway on the Aviator. It's called a Florentine cutaway. If I remember correctly, these were built in Kalamazoo, but it's dark up here and I can't read anything. It does not have the original tuners on it. Let's see here. It would have been a maple body and top. Dog ear P90s, usually with a 500K pot. I'm not sure what all. We'd have to really get in there and see if they're still the original and all that. But from looking at them, I'm gonna guess that they're the original. But yeah, 69 ES-125 here in stock at Island Music Company. Come on in, check it out. We've been getting a handful of vintage Gibsons through here lately. I don't know if we just haven't put this one out on the floor or anything, but it's here and available, so y'all really got to come in and check it out. And it's in great shape for being from 69, by the way. Like, so it might need a little fretwork when you decide to grab it, but that's kind of par, kind of standard when you grab a guitar that age. It means it was well played, and whoever used it before just loved playing that guitar. Let's see, Jake, where are we at on this other guitar here?
Okay, so which
I'm trying to figure out which Rosewood it was.
So, looking around, the only thing that stuff has been saying is just plain, they're plain Indian Rosewood.
All right, just Indian Rosewood. So I believe it's an Adirondack spruce top, Indian Rosewood,
Yep.
which leads to a very, very strong tonal presence on that guitar. So that's all the guitars. That's it. Blew right through them. There we go. Don't forget, folks. The guitar raffle. Come on in between now and July 1st. Throw a minimum $5 down, get one ticket, and you could be the proud new owner of this Minion Randy Rhoads guitar. And all the funds go towards our friends at Free Guitars for Kids, so it goes towards a good cause. All right, time for the speed run through on the final guitars, and we're going to get on out of here.
Speed run.
Well, when I say get on out of here, we're going to end the live stream. We're still going to be here. You guys can go back to eating dinner and playing video games, playing guitar, you know, anything that's not outside, right? Because it's unbearably hot outside. Like, I'm putting off errands because I don't want to be outside. Like this, like I bought groceries the other night. I was like, never again. So, well,
DoorDash it is.
Oh. 1969 ES-125 TC. Remember the TC as the Florentine cutaway. I don't know who in the 60s decided the TC meant that a guitar has a Florentine cutaway, but who's to say? Maple body, P90 dog ear pickups from 1969, so you can't expect it to be perfect, but it is in great shape. We have the Ibanez S, 520, because earlier I called it the 52O.
Oh, so I was looking at the information.
It's the S520, quantum pickups, Edge 2, bridge, Wizard 3 neck, fantastic guitar. This was the AM series guitar, the AM93QM, meaning is the quilted maple. This has the classic Elite pickups. This one is the one with the, or no, these were the Super 58s. So it's the Super 58s. My bad, guys. The 58 pickups with the Alnico magnets, and that's the Expressionist series. Raffle guitar, Minion, Jackson, $5 tickets. Win this guitar. Woo. This is the AS73 FM, just from the Artcore Semi-Hollow series. This is the classic Elite pickups. These are the ones that are the ceramic magnets as opposed to the Alnico. So make sure you come in and check both these out. Fantastic guitars. We have the brand new Taylor Aviator, 1 of 10 available. And I'm noticing now too that I forgot to mention this, that it has the LR Baggs electronics as opposed to the ES2.
Yes.
The gorgeous Vine inlay going down the neck, the Godo deluxe tuners there at the top. Fantastic guitar, 1 of 10. And then last but certainly not least, we have the PYM 70, the Parlor Alvarez from the Yairi series. Fantastic guitar. Like I said, hand-carved neck from Japan. If you've been watching the show enough, you know how much I love the craftsmanship of Japanese-made guitars. The Yairi series takes the cake. Phenomenal stuff. So come on in down to Island Music Company here in La Plata, Maryland, and check out our array of guitars. You'll come in, you'll see the showroom floor, and I've been saying this for a long time, and I was able to prove this to someone the other day because we were taking a little walk through the shop, and he's like, "Man, how many guitars do you have?" And I got to tell you, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, for every 1 guitar you see on the floor, I probably have 2 more in the back.
Probably, yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. So if you're ever in the store and you don't see something that you're looking for, just ask. We might have it in the back. It's probably in our order queue, and it's probably on its way to the shop. We have a lot of stuff. We can help you also have a lot of stuff. So come on down to Island Music. We're here Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We'll be happy to help you find your next piece of gear, whether it be guitar, percussion, bass, pro audio, school and band orchestra type stuff. We got all that. We got it all right here. So come on down to Island Music. I'm Jack.
I'm Jake.
We'll see you next week for Live at 5.
See you.